Eshna. Eshna. Call me Eshna.
Now entering Nerdist.com.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of the Half Hour Happy Hour with Allison and Alex. I'm Alison Haislip.
And I'm Alex Albrecht. This week,
like every week.
I don't know. I was looking at Tom. I was like, I have to look at
He was
Tom
distracted by his...
You're like, when do I introduce Tom? Before
good luck.
Before or after? This week, like every week, we are going to sip some booze and spit some news. It's a lovely, chilly morning here in Los Angeles.
Cold.
It's funny. It's like glorious outside.
I know.
I love walking
And
outside.
we're locked in your garage.
And we're locked in my garage.
And it's so cold.
It's so sad.
Yeah.
But it's actually happy because we're locked in here with my second favorite person on the planet. Tom,
Wait.
Super Volcano Krasky. My first favorite person is Allison
Don't
for the
worry.
next 45 minutes.
I was like, no,
All
I
of
thought it was
this
going to be
is for the next
Heather, and then I
45
was like, have I been demoted to third? Am I your third?
Amazing. My first is Heather. My third is Rowan Atkinson. My fourth.
Rowan Atkins, Mr. Bean?
Mr. Bean.
Yes.
Blackadder.
I miss
Blackadder,
him.
man. Hey, guys, we had some fun.
Yeah.
On Thursday.
We
That was
did.
I
hella
cannot
fun.
believe it took us 3.5 hours. Actually, I'm
Totally.
happy that it took us
that
because
was
you
pretty
were
quick.
You
I
were
thought
shooting for 5.
5. I was like 5 to 6 probably. Another huge thanks to Eldrick who sent us that Saturn V rocket during Drunksmith.
Yeah.
That was super fun.
I
We're going to do more of that, you guys.
Yeah,
because we
totally.
just had a lot of fun.
I had a flash in my brain halfway through of what it would be like if
stroke.
drunk Allison was attempting to make that the entire day.
No, if I had actually tried to make that during Drunksmith,
Well, you would have just
happened.
left. I mean, you would have just gone into the other room and been like, "I'll be back in an hour,"
Yeah.
and then at the last episode, you'd be like, "What did I miss?"
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Man.
But we got some emails.
Oh,
just
we're
to
getting
sort
right
of
into the
jump
emails.
into.
Yeah, let's
Well,
do it.
because we're
Yeah.
talking about the
Yeah.
shit.
No, this is smart.
So this is from Simon the Rocket.
Hi, Simon the
Hey,
Rocket.
H crew. My name is Simon.
Hi,
Pause
Simon.
for the inevitable and
Hi, Simon.
Allison.
Hi, Simon. Hi.
made it.
Y'all
We made
stepped all over that.
It was crazy. I just wanted to ask a quick question regarding the Lego rocket build. I was
Yes.
wondering, when building Legos, are you guys a display or deconstruct Lego builders?
Oh, I'm a display.
Interesting.
For sure. All of those Legos that I have built during Drunksmith are on display
Really?
in my house.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You have a little
I-
Lego
What an honor.
museum.
Yeah.
Well, between the Legos and the amount of board games I now own from being a board game ambassador, I've created this little nook behind my piano. That's like there's like a
The hidden village of.
I have a what are they called? It's a table, but it's a high table and
Oh,
it has
a
like
high
a shelf
table.
underneath.
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Bureau?
Like it's
High
a tabletop and then like a shelf underneath, so you can just store stuff in it.
You mean
Shelves.
like an end table or a cabinet?
Just shelves.
It's not a cabinet because it doesn't have doors. A side table.
curio.
That's what they're called. A
table.
side table.
A curio.
A-
Is that a
yeah,
thing?
curio.
It is a thing.
Yeah, curios have doors too. So anyway, I have all of my board games stacked underneath this table, and then I have all of my Legos on top of the table.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So it is like a little Christmas
What-
village.
It
of
is.
Your
One day,
Legos.
my cleaning lady came with. No, it's okay. My cleaning lady came, but she came with another woman who was helping her out for the day
Yeah,
because
like
she
where
was
this is
doing
going.
extra houses, I guess. And the other woman asked me, she's like, "Oh, where are your kids?" And I was like, "I don't have kids." She's like, "But the Legos." I'm like, "No, they're mine. Those are my Lego."
Amazing.
She stares you down like,
Where
oh.
are your children?
Yeah, no.
You spinster lady. And you're like,
I
don't...
just own childish things.
She said
But
they
I'm
died in
not-
the accident with my husband. Are you happy now?
Oh,
Cleaning lady
leave it
make
to
her
the
feel
writer
worse?
to make it a
No,
dark
I'm just saying. I
comedy.
wasn't saying, but like if you want to make the cleaning lady feel bad for saying
You want
you
to
should
make
have
the
kids.
cleaning lady feel bad.
Well, she's assuming you have kids.
I
Amazing.
don't want to make
Is
the
that like
cleaning
a-
lady feel bad.
My cleaning lady broke one of my Legos, and that was sort of
Really?
the end. Yeah, because we
Oh,
did a
that
Lego
was the
build.
end. You're
We
like,
did a-
never again.
Yeah, I was like, never again. I murdered her.
Yeah.
She lives,
now it goes dark.
Yeah, she lives under this couch now.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway,
lives.
she lives.
Dies.
Yeah, I hear her
All right.
heart beating.
No.
It's calling to me.
Okay. What did she
yeah,
break?
It's my internal guilt. Anyway, no, she broke my. We did a Lego build off for the Totally Rad show.
Oh.
We each three had the same difficulty Legos.
Oh.
And we tried to see who could build them fastest.
Oh, cool.
Guys, that might be our
Yeah.
next one.
Challenge. I have to
That's a
say,
good idea.
warning, because I blew the doors off the other two guys.
Well, yeah.
And the worst is they all were like, well, yours was less complicated. And I was like, we literally bought exactly the same complicated Legos. It was like, I don't know, mine was more difficult. Yours was in bags.
Your bag.
They're all in bags.
I feel like I showed you guys that I have some Lego skills, though. So
You did.
I think I can hold my own.
Sober, you're amazing.
Yeah.
But I am a deconstructor because people just break them, and then I go, I'll just throw them away.
Yeah.
You throw them away?
I don't
Build the Lego
I build them for the experience.
Weird
I don't build
lack
them for
of
the
attachment to things.
No, he's got like this whole shelves in there of all sorts of stuff from
I
his
know,
old
but then
days.
there's some things where it's like,
You gotta get rid of
like
some
the
things.
little like Kinder Egg dudes that I brought you guys from fucking London. Alex was like, "Get them out of here." I'm like,
Those
what?
guys are trash.
They were like mascots for our show.
You
And
gave
he's
me
just
one
like,
for Christmas because you didn't
did.
want to let it go. Like you took
No.
something we had here in the garage.
I
racked up-
know.
Amazing.
And Alex gave them to me.
Hey,
and then
you
I
gave me a
back.
bag with a giant thing of wine that I gave you for your birthday.
That was
in it.
hilarious.
So touche.
was
All right,
hilarious.
back to the email.
Back to Simon's email.
On a technical note,
Technical note.
if you were going to auction off the Saturn V rocket, if you signed the instruction booklets and send them along with the rocket, any dislodged pieces could be reattached with minimal,
That's smart.
quote unquote minimal with a question mark.
I don't
minimal
know. I mean, the
effort.
thing, it does feel really sturdy. Like I feel
Well, it's
like
also, it has the 3 stages.
Yeah.
So I feel like if we were to ship it, we
Oh,
would
we could
ship
take it apart.
in all 3 stages. Wrapped in bubble wrap.
Yeah, that's
and then
smart.
Hopefully, it would just be little.
and we'll
pieces
put
that
the
would fall
little
off
dudes, like the little guys, in Ziploc bags.
the
Okay, we should
adorable little
auction this
ass.
off.
Yeah. Other than that, I wanted to tell you guys how much I love the show. I know it's been
yay.
said before, but Mondays aren't complete without you all.
Oh,
Keep
we
up
complete
on
you.
Spitting the News, Simon V.
Spitting the news.
So this ties into another email, which is a follow-up email.
You worked this.
I did. It made perfect sense because I read Simon's email and I was like, yeah, that does make sense. And then also, I have a giant rocket sitting on my dining room table, which will not stand in a house that I don't own myself.
We've just learned that you might throw it away.
Correct.
So we
What?
definitely need to auction this thing off.
Then we got
Okay.
this other follow-up from Dave.
Hi, Dave.
Hello, superest of volcanoes, Tom, the Tesla fan club president, Alex, and the lovely and the lover of red hair, as she did say when it was glorious,
What?
Alison
That's right,
Haislip.
As she did.
You said red hair was glorious.
Oh, I loved having red hair. Yes.
Right. Well, after email asking if it was okay, and then hearing on the podcast, I signed up for the St. Baldrick's Day charity event. So Dave is the guy from last week that
With
was
the beard.
with the beard who said if
Yes.
he raised $5,000, he would shave the beard
Oh,
as
that's
well
epic.
as his hair.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for helping me out with this. I'll keep you all updated. I'll
Yes.
send pics of the aftermath.
Wait, did he send us the link so we
He
can
did.
tell?
Hope,
good.
Hope, please. None of the money goes to me. It's all linked to the charity.
Yes.
If you type my name into search bar in the Baldrick's homepage, it pops up.
Cool.
It's being done in Lake Grove, New York.
Lake Grove.
This is awesome. Thank you guys. So he sent a big long thing. I created a tiny URL
Oh, okay.
to make it easier.
But can
So
we just-
if you guys want to donate to Fuck Children Cancer and Dave...
You need to rephrase that.
Fuck
Fuck
children's
cancer?
Yeah, I
Fuck
don't think
children's
the
cancer.
word "fuck" and the word "children"
Yeah.
should be next to
If
each
you want
other.
to fuck children
No.
and cancer, here's where you go.
No.
this is all bad. So,
No.
but if you go to tinyurl.com/fightcancerdave, so that's tinyurl.com slash
Fidget.
You
can
fight
say-
cancer
Fight.
Dave.
I said fidget. I can't
Tiny
spell.
URL.
So I made a tiny URL of it because I was like, Dave's thing is like blah 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 blah
Yeah,
blah,
yeah,
and I was like,
yeah.
I'm not gonna read like ampersand this, ampersand that. But here's how we tie it all back in.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, we can auction off the rocket
We
for
should
Dave.
auction off the rocket and give the money we make on the auction of the rockets to Dave's
I
charity.
love
Oh my
it.
gosh, Dave,
that's
we're
a
gonna
great-
do this for
Yeah.
you.
So not only
Not the
Thank
children.
you.
For
does
you.
somebody out there get to have the Saturn V,
The
Saturn V
only
Lego
one.
rocket.
The half-hour happy hour Saturn
Signed,
V rocket.
and the side will be signed by the three of us knuckleheads.
Wait, the side or the
side,
We'll sign everything.
and
the instruction booklet.
in
Okay,
case the
got it.
sides explode on
yeah,
the way.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing: if we sign the sides and they explode, they actually have to put similar pieces in the right place. So our signature.
It's just making it harder, which is even better.
You know what we should do? Actually, we can. There's the little wings. We can sign the wings. Those are white.
We'll find some places to sign it that are specific.
Good. Yeah.
Because also you would be able to see how the signature is signed up. Anyway, long story short, we will also take a picture of the signatures and print it out and put it in the box.
So you can
see what they should look like when it comes in 1,000 million pieces. Anyway, so good luck, Dave, on fighting cancer.
How long does Dave's campaign go on for? Because we have to auction off the Saturn V rocket prior to the end of his campaign, the money
all
can
of
go.
this is genius. This is why we pay you no bucks. It looks like it goes. Okay, so the event happens on March 17th.
Okay, so we will have auctioned this off by then.
Yeah, so it looks like he's already raised $675. Good
nice
Dave.
job, Dave.
He's going for $5,000.
He's going for $5,000. That's the goal.
Right.
And at $5,000, he'll shave his beard. I mean, I'm hoping we can get it even over $5,000 just because
Allison's involved, and she raised so much for ALS.
Allison is
right?
Mrs.
Not ALLS, LLS.
I was off by one letter.
That's entirely.
I was a letter off. It's the same type of thing.
Oh my God!
Anyway. So we are going to do that. So we are going to, and I just have to figure out where we're going to do the auction thing. I wonder if there's like a
website
besides
that can do.
just
Well, because
eBay.
Charity Buzz is what we did for. That's what LLS uses.
Yeah, but I'm wondering if that then is tied to a specific charity, not to a specific person who's raising money for charity.
No,
meaning we want to get the money to us, and then we will physically donate it to Dave's charity, so it goes in his pool.
Right. We can.
We got to figure it out.
We'll do that.
I just got to. You know what it is? I need to do a light Google. I need to do a tappa light Google. Hey Google.
Hey Google.
Hey Google.
Google.
Hey Google.
Hey, okay.
By the way, I don't think you told it. Did you talk about this on the show, or is this just our breakfast talk?
But I feel like everyone knows what I'm talking about right now. If you haven't, just Google Italian grandma, Google home.
Google home.
And this woman, her kids give her.
Google.
Hey Google.
Hey Google.
What weather? He wants to know what weather tomorrow.
By the way, how fun is this? Last night, our friend Suzanne came over, and we were just sort of chatting, and then right before she left, she just went, Alexa, what did she say? Alexa, open song quiz or something like that. And there was like, da, 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 and a fucking game show started.
What?
As she was walking out the door?
Yeah, she was like, Alexa was like, how many players are playing song game? And she was like, 3. And she was like, a 3-player song game. She was like, player 1, are you ready? And we were like, what? And we picked the 80s, and it literally plays like 10 seconds of an 80s song.
And you have to name it?
You have to name the song, and the you get bonus if you get the artist right.
Oh, wow.
And it goes around. And we had such a blast.
Crazy.
And there's a movie trivia one.
That's awesome.
You made it sound like she was walking out the door and set Alexis off and then was like, bye.
Deal with that, sucker.
Well, she stood. She basically just stayed there. Like, I don't think she
didn't want to leave, basically.
I don't think she realized that her leaving was going to be hindered by the 20 minutes of gameplay we were about to do.
I got to try that.
And then we did the movie one. Yeah, so I'm going to do another light Google
on that.
I'm coming over early next time so we can try that out.
I'm really excited about this charity thing we're about to do.
Yeah,
this auctioning off and charity thing.
It'll be fun. And then it's nice because, like, we built this city on rock and roll.
Yeah.
But we built this giant freaking rocket. And now we actually get to send it off into the world.
And it's like Albrecht who gave us the rocket. Like, now that's he gets to be a part of this.
Pay it forward. Albrecht, whatever we make.
Look at us just connecting all of you listeners.
Yeah.
And the dots.
Yeah. Okay, so let's say that by next week's... Oh, no, because we have to record next week's episode early.
Yeah, but I'll figure it out.
Okay, so by next week's episode, we'll have an answer for when this auction is going to start and how we're going to do all this.
I think I'm motivated when Heather came home because she wasn't home, and she came home and looked in there and she goes, "So what are we doing with the rocket?" And I was like, I'll find out tomorrow when we record the episode. Yeah. So let's just say we're motivated to support charity.
God bless your wife for putting up with us.
Amazing. All right, a couple more emails, and then we'll get into some stories. This email. Oh yeah, this is super fun.
Super fun.
It's talking about passing it on. Speaking of passing it on.
Okay.
New Tesla owner, question mark?
Oh.
Hello, HHHHH crew. Love your show. Been listening since day one.
Nice.
I have a question for Alex.
Wait, who's this from?
This is from Joe.
Hi, Joe.
P.S. Hi, Allison.
Yeah.
It's at the end.
Oh, okay.
But
I'll take it.
We'll make it happen. I'll put it in the flow. Yeah. I have a question for Alex. I'm hoping to pull the trigger on a new Tesla Model S by the end of the month, a.k.a. next Wednesday. So the show comes out Monday. He wants to pull the trigger Wednesday.
Okay.
Can I use your reference code to get free supercharging?
Oh.
Short answer, hell yes you can, Joe. Welcome to the family. The free deal runs out this month, and that's actually true. They're going to finish it on the end of the month.
Yeah.
I would greatly appreciate it. Thanks, Joe. P.S. Hi, Allison.
Yay.
So, Joe.
Smart.
Are you going to say it on the show, or are you going to email him back?
I'm going to say it right now.
Oh.
So, if
you're offering this up to any listeners.
I mean,
if any
look,
listeners
it's up in a few days anyways, right?
Yeah, you have till Wednesday. If all of a sudden, if you were sitting on your hands...
Do you have unlimited reference codes?
Well, the short answer is yes.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you the reference code, and I'm going to say, Joe, get in there, because there's only 4 free supercharger left on the codes, but unlimited $1,000 off.
Oh, this also gets him $1,000 off.
Yeah, he gets $1,000 off the car.
Oh, okay.
And unlimited free supercharging.
So do we think that 4 other listeners are going to pull the trigger?
I don't think that they're going to beat Joe to the punch.
Okay.
But, however, Joe,
let us
get
know.
in there.
Let us know.
And let us know. I'll actually be able to see if people sign up underneath it.
Oh, that's
anyway,
cool.
That's cool.
So what you want to do, Joe, is you want to go to ts.la/Alex2780. So that's ts.la, which is Tesla's short
LA.
link.
Yeah.
So TSLA /
Wait, ts.la.
TS.LA.
Yeah.
So that's their shortened URL
Yes,
for Tesla.
yep.
So TS.LA / Alex2780. All one word.
2780. Because you're saying it so slow, it sounds like 207. You're saying 20.
2780. So Alex2780,
Okay.
all one word. And that will get you to my referral link, which will allow you to purchase your Model S. Hopefully you do, because congratulations, you will get $1,000 off as well, which is awesome.
And
free supercharging for life of that car,
That's awesome.
which is fantastic.
Do it.
That. Good job, Alex.
Well, and it's funny because I want more people to own
reason.
them, because that means they make more money. They can push more things. Because this baby Bucephalus here
By the
is
way-
going to turn a year.
Oh.
Is going to be a year old here in
Already?
February.
Wow.
Yeah, it was mid-February
You
that I
still
picked it up.
have the same spot of bird shit on your car.
Here's the
I
problem.
keep pointing that out to
Yeah.
Here's
Alex.
the problem.
What?
What is the
What's the problem?
First off, there's
Literally
never
at
a
this
good
You
point-
grab
time.
some Windex.
Yeah,
There's
just
never
grab
a good time to
It
clean
ruins
it.
the paint of your
Because
car,
every
leaving it
time-
on this long.
I know. But first off, it's a lease. I'm sorry, Bucephalus, I love you. But
You're going back to the maker.
Every time I go, okay, I'm going to go to the like washy place, where they wash you the
Alex.
cars, it starts to get cloudy and rains.
Alex, I will
and then
do
I go,
this
well, I'm not going to wash you the
as
cars.
soon as this episode is done. Give me a bottle of Windex and fucking
But
paper
then-
towels.
But then there's this weird one clean spot.
It doesn't matter. Then the bird shit is off
right.
your car and your paint isn't ruined.
All right, there's also 2 other places where there's bird shit. Just so.
Oh, I'm only doing that one that I
Okay.
can see.
It
from
is
my
very
seat.
specific.
Yeah.
It is very specific. All right, I'll do. You don't have to do it. I'll clean it before.
You're not gonna do
I'm
it.
going to clean
It'll
it.
be there next week.
I'm going to do my Peloton ride, and then I'm going to go.
Oh yeah,
Still
your Peloton. Oh
Peloton.
wait,
That's
yeah.
great.
How's the update on that?
I have. This will be day 9 in a row.
Nice.
Yeah.
You're feeling good?
I feel great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I want
I
to. The problem is that I get into this thing, and I know I've talked about this on the show before. I get into a loop where when I work out, I feel so good,
Yeah.
I eat whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah.
That's
all
fine.
the pasta,
That's fine.
all the dessert. No, it's
can.
not fine.
It
Because
is
No,
fine.
it defeats the purpose.
My biking is literally like 128
It's not about
calories,
that.
and then I eat all the foods.
not about that. You just-
But so I want,
Okay, good.
because now that I'm not drinking until next week. By the way,
What?
I'm gonna wait. I'm still waiting.
How about you just wait until my birthday?
Well,
like I'm doing.
because my wife's birthday is the weekend
Oh,
before.
yeah, that's right.
and so-
Hers
and
is
we're
the
gonna go-
4th?
Hers is the 4th. Yeah.
Hers is
And we're gonna go wine tasting. So
Yeah.
it's like I gotta.
Okay, yeah, buck up for
I
that.
gotta buck up.
Ooh.
So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna drink until we literally get to wine tasting,
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna pop a Claritin and try the wine.
Yeah.
Cross my fingers and pray that I actually get to not.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
actually
yeah.
get to have a fun weekend instead
Right.
of like, oh fuck. Okay.
I know.
Well, you enjoy wine tasting. Happy birthday. But anyway,
But
I
your
get into
Peloton's
this thing
doing
where I
well.
feel like I just eat whatever I want, and so now I really want to try to get into this mindset of doing the Peloton every day is pretty easy.
Yeah.
Because it's 15 minutes so far, and I'm sweating my ass off. I do over 3.5 miles a day.
great.
I mean, it's weird. I was talking to somebody last night about it, and they were like, "Oh, do you like the Peloton?" And I was like, "Yeah." I mean, I'm still in that sort of like, I want to keep doing it because it's fucking expensive, and so like, I got to
wanna get your money's
because
worth.
Jesus, I fucking
Yeah.
paid for this thing. But the second thing is,
What's number 2?
I told the
thing.
person, yeah, this is my 8th day. For the last 8 days, I've ridden over 3.5 miles on a bike every day.
Right.
And that thought was like, that's a lot of exercise. Like,
Yeah.
that's pretty good. That's
miles?
Yeah. And I mean, I know it's a bike, not running, but still, I was like, that feels way better than I did 15 minutes of yoga. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
Right.
and it may be the equal amount of exercise.
Yeah.
The fact that I'm like, oh my God, it's like I literally bike 3.5 miles a day.
Yeah.
Your skin,
Every day.
Your skin looks clear.
Oh, interesting.
Oh.
Thank
Just
you.
saying that to be nice.
Your hair is very epic.
Fucker.
Your
My
hair.
hair is crazy.
get all like-
I mean, your hair is at the point because it's long now too.
It's Goku hair.
It's literally
it's
giving
really
you.
ginormous.
It's giving you 3 extra inches of height.
It is.
I know.
That's
I'm about 6. I'm about 6'10" when when my hair's
6'9".
really long. Okay, so 2 more emails. One, I do have to. I want to read this email.
Okay.
You can do
because
it. It's your
one of
show.
those.
Go
It's one of those things where I was like, I hear you, brother.
Oh.
So this email says a little pushback.
Oh, a little pushback.
A little pushback.
Oh
Are
God,
we in
what did we do?
trouble?
What did we
Hey,
do wrong?
hey, Tom, Allison, and Alex. First off,
Hi.
love the podcast.
Yay.
This is from Chuck.
Hi, Chuck.
I've been listening to you guys since 4 Points and day 1 of Half Hour Happy Hour.
Wow.
I
I'm
tend
really
to save your
impressed.
podcast as I know there's a lot of like people who've been day 1 people. It's
I'm like,
great.
how'd you
Awesome.
find us?
I know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the good news is 4 Points, but
Yeah.
how did they know from 4 Points? I mean, maybe just following us on Twitter.
Yeah, on Twitter and social media.
Because I'm also surprised when I meet people and they're like, "What are you doing nowadays?" And I'm like, "Really?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
really?"
People are like, you have
Not
a
once
podcast?
have
I'm
you
like,
seen the
for 3
email, like the
years?
text, the
I
Twitters
know.
about my podcast? No. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I'm sort of like, I have a podcast. Go
I know.
listen to it, and they're like, "Oh, fun."
I'm like, you haven't noticed like the 2 guys who I always post Instagram with?
Yeah, right, exactly. Who are these 2 knuckleheads? Anyway, I tend to save your podcast as long as I can, almost like it's a reward I get to enjoy after going through
Or candy.
some of that less fun,
Life's
going through some stuff that's less fun than yours, something like that. I don't know.
Oh.
Well,
through a lot
sometimes
of
they
that.
like dig, whatever. Okay, here we go.
Okay, what are we getting pushback for?
Now I want to push back a little bit on your last podcast.
Oh dear.
boy.
Specifically on the discussion about the consent app, which I knew this was coming,
Oh, geez.
but I do want to dig into this.
I'm
Because
curious.
Alex thinks it's going to change the world.
No. It's not about that. Okay. And
All
as I was saying it, I was like, I know what people are going to say, and
Okay.
I'll take an email.
Really?
And we'll
I'm
Yeah,
going
yeah,
to.
yeah.
Okay.
During the discussion, Alex blamed Middle America for our lack of sex education, saying that we're ultra Christian, hates sex, and even though they have it all the fucking time, or he said effing time, this will make sense in a second, and just don't say anything. Now,
Did you really generalize that much?
well, again, this is why I was like, I know somebody's going to write in and I'll be able to say, I don't mean everybody in the Middle
Right.
America. I just mean those crazy fringe ultra people. And
Whatever.
let me
Finish the
dig in,
email.
'cause
Finish
it
the
all makes
email.
sense in the
Because I feel
email.
like you're going to fuck this up
Yeah.
more.
No. Because in the email, he basically says what I'm
Okay,
thinking.
yeah, say it.
Sure.
Now, I can't speak for... Oh, wait. Okay. Now, it sounded like you got a little worked up during that discussion. And sometimes things come out wrong in those situations. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping this was the case. Now, I can't speak for every pastor
Right.
because I don't know all of them. And from what we've
statement.
seen, and this
They
is
don't
where
hang out
this is where it's
together.
starting to get to where I was.
Yeah.
And from what we've seen in the news, there are plenty of them who are flat out abusers and should not be in the ministry, even if they say God has forgiven me. And those people, even though it may be a handful of people,
Right.
are the people I was referencing.
Oh,
in
okay.
regards
Right,
to
right. I got that,
That
yeah.
is because my problem is that those 5 people talk to such a large volume
yeah,
of
yeah.
people that
You know,
they're the
it's-
ones that can disseminate that information, not the majority of the people in Middle America.
Right.
And surely, as growing up Presbyterian, I know
Well,
surely
I was
not the
just gonna
majority.
say-
Surely not the majority of people who are pastors and priests in the Christian religion. You know what I mean? Like I'm
Yeah,
those
no,
5
no.
people
I
just
was-
do a lot of
what
damage.
I was going to say is I am Christian. Like I go
Yeah,
to
yeah.
church.
Do
Not
you
all
really?
the time.
Sorry, I didn't mean-
Sometimes.
So I was like, what?
No, but the fact that shocks you makes me happy. Like I'm glad that I'm not like
No, you're not like.
yeah.
I grew up Catholic with those very strict
Right.
people.
I say there's a church called Mosaic here in LA, and I say
yeah.
I'm like the Dos Equis guy. I don't always go to church, but when I do, I go to Mosaic.
That's amazing.
But my point is that I feel like if that had registered, if what you had said made me go, well, that's not all Christians, I think that would have registered with me. So I also missed that.
Right. Which, by the way, is why when I was saying it, I was like, I know somebody out there is going to be like,
I obviously,
all Christians aren't bad. And I was like,
no,
yeah,
God,
but that's,
no.
I don't.
God, no.
Right.
But also, like, to be fair, we live in LA, so even the Christian church in LA is going to be far more
liberal,
lax and liberal than other places.
Right.
The Bible Belt, as they call it.
So here we go. So to put all my cards on the table, I'm a pastor who lives right here in the heart of Middle America.
We have a pastor who listens to our podcast.
I know. It makes me feel like somehow
this is awesome, Chuck.
Smarter.
Do we inspire his sermons, you think?
God, I hope not.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
That'd be amazing.
From the book of Supervolcano.
Yeah. And the supervolcano said, what is a Tesla? And why do we care?
Let there be beer.
Let there be beer.
And it was good.
If the alcohol is clear, no calories shall we imbibe.
Yeah.
So says the volcano.
Hi, Alison.
I live in a town with less than 300 people, and I work specifically with middle schoolers and high school students. In several surrounding communities.
Yeah.
That means that I work with kids who are who most people would agree are in the most sex-crazed and probably confused stages of their life, and we can all agree on that.
Still there, man.
Yeah.
Confused, especially.
Chuck, can you talk to Tom after the show?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, could you come and just give us one of these sermons? We need help. Because of that, we spend time each year talking about this stuff, and we don't treat sex like it's awful and something they should be ashamed of. Which, by the way,
that's great. That's
the more people like Chuck out there in the world, the better it will all be.
Yeah.
because he's a listener.
This year, we're going to spend a month of March teaching my students about sex again.
Yay!
This year, in light of what has been coming out in the news and on the media and on social media, we're going to spend time specifically talking about consent.
Great.
All of this is what we need.
Because, I talked about this on the show before, but I'll just bring it up since it's on topic. But the Last Week Tonight, John Oliver's show.
Yeah.
This is a couple of, maybe 2 seasons ago, did a really, how they do like an expose on something.
Yeah.
And they had an expose once that was on sex education in America, and they were showing like this video that gets played in a lot of schools.
Yeah.
And it's all about teaching the girls to be like very clear if they are uncomfortable and how to say no. You can't just like kind of like your way out of it. It's all about being clear, and it goes through 3 different scenarios. Like the guy is the same way in every scenario, but it shows the girl responding differently, and then it's like the last scenario where she's very clear and she's like, I'm uncomfortable, no. And they show you like that's what you're supposed to do. Right. But what John Oliver points out is that they never ever teach the guy to not do that. Is the point.
That's a good point.
That's somehow
it's like here's Billy being Billy,
but so
that's okay. What Billy's doing is fine.
We're gonna
you're doing,
we're gonna let Billy just be Billy.
This is how to handle Billy, as opposed to Billy should handle Billy.
Exactly.
So that's my and I think that this is proper teaching kids in this middle school age what consent is, because that is more on the guy's side in a way.
And also, I feel like that is the time when look. Honestly, even as an adult, talking about sex can be weird. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, even as an adult, like, especially if you're like on a date and you're trying to be like, I don't want to say, do you want to bang? But at the same time,
this was a long time ago for both of us.
This was a long time ago.
So now we don't know.
Just text her and be like, wanna bang?
Yeah.
But anyway, so
hey,
all
you
of this,
up?
Hey, you up?
Well, thank you, Chuck, for doing what you're doing.
Yes, most
and
definitely.
Doing your part.
We're also going to educate their parents on this
good.
issue, because in some cases, I'm sure it's unfamiliar even to them. Yeah. I totally agree with that as well.
I mean, the biggest conversation that not even my parents, that my mother had with me about sex was one day we were driving in a car to the mall, I think. And I was a senior. I'm from Jersey. Of course we were going to the mall. Bridgewater Mall. We were going to the Bridgewater Mall. And I was a senior in high school, and I, at this point, had like a long-term boyfriend and whatever. Woo. And like, we're like just in the car silent. And then all of a sudden my mother goes, Allie, if you ever get pregnant before you're married, I would take care of the baby. And I'm like, what?
You're like, permission to have baby.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
I mean, basically, it was
there were 7 conversations we were supposed to have before this one.
Like, obviously, my mother's mind was going to
extreme.
My daughter might be having sex with this boyfriend now, which I was.
Yeah.
I lost my virginity to this guy.
Yeah.
On February 13th.
Ooh.
So my anniversary is coming up.
Amazing.
And I know that she was like, I don't know how. I don't know
Can
if
we
she's
call it
having
your
protected
have-aversary?
My
Your
what?
have-aversary?
Like I just had.
Yeah, you just had it. So it's your
That's my
have-aversary.
have-aversary. Yes.
Yeah.
So you lost it just before Valentine's Day.
Yes, at the day before
Amazing.
Valentine's
Well, it wasn't like
Day.
after midnight. It was like before
No,
midnight.
it
So
was.
it wasn't Valentine's
It was
Day.
the evening of February 13th. Yes.
I gotta hear the rest of this sometime.
Yeah.
Sounds like
It was a Friday
Anyway,
the 13th.
I know.
Yeah.
But anyway, her mind obviously went, she might
Yeah.
be having sex. I hope she's having protected sex. If she's not having protected sex, I don't want her to have an abortion thinking she has to have an abortion. I could let her know that I would take care of the baby. And then,
Amazing.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And so that's what comes out of her mouth.
And
And I was like,
You're like, that tells me everything,
Okay.
Mom. Now
Yeah.
I know all about sex.
I hope that it happened right when she pulled up and you were like just opening the door. By the way, if you have sex and get pregnant, I will have
By
the
the
baby.
way-
I'll pick you for
Have
5.
fun.
by the way, I very clearly remember where we were on 278 right before
Amazing.
the exit to the mall. Like I so clearly remember where
You're like,
we
just
were
get
in
to
that
the mall,
drive.
just get to the mall, just
it's
get
like
to the mall.
burned into my brain.
That was your talk.
Amazing.
That's the
Oh,
entire
wow.
conversation.
I didn't get a talk.
I never got a talk.
My dad came
Because,
up.
well,
go ahead.
because we grew up in cities where sex education was part of
Yeah.
And
the
that's a good
curriculum.
Yeah,
point.
ours
Good
too,
point.
yeah.
I mean, not that parents shouldn't
Right.
be like, well, I don't have to talk to them because the teachers have to have the awkward conversation. No, your parents should still talk to you about it. But we we all grew up in major cities. Like it was prevalent in
Yeah,
our
totally.
places. Like, smaller cities. Like, thank God Chuck's there in a city of 300 people.
Yeah.
I can't imagine who would handle the sex education in a city.
I know.
In a town like that.
All right, so
Considering everyone knows
let me
each
finish
other.
the email. So he says, again, I can't speak for every pastor,
Yeah.
but the other youth pastors that I know, and we all talk about this stuff regularly, and we are not on board with the rationalizations that we see from some of the headline-grabbing pastors or the
great.
quote-unquote conservative
Yeah.
leaders. Chuck, 100% on board with you. That was what I was talking about when I said with my generalization. Definitely not
Right.
trying to
Yeah.
generalize all
Yeah.
Christians in the middle America. Because, by the way, most of us grew up as them. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
yeah, it was not middle America, but I grew up in
Yeah, and then
you know,
we're the
Virginia.
we're the heathens who ended up in Los Angeles.
Yeah. Anyway, just wanted to let you know, not all middle Americans are quite like you stated. Totally
yeah.
agree. But we're mostly pretty cool. Well, by the way, we got to go to Middle America and just be like, we're here, Middle America.
I shot an
throwing
entire
rocks at us?
show. I
Throw rocks at
wait,
us.
we
I heard
talked.
your thing about sex.
Love the
Oh, no,
show.
we talked
Peace out, Chuck.
We talked about this on the Lego build, but I shot a whole show in Madison, Wisconsin. And
Yeah.
I mean,
Man, this game.
yeah, that's Middle America.
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Nice.
Like what classifies?
Yeah.
But if there's any other pastors out there who listen to our podcast, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for educating our youth.
I love that we attract all walks of life.
Yeah, it's really funny because I was starting to think about like, wow, really? I mean, we talk about some weird shit, but then I was like, it's so funny when I was growing up and I was in youth group and was in
Yeah.
the church choir and all this stuff.
Oh, you were in the church choir?
Fuck
It's
yeah, dude.
I was too.
adorable.
Well, we didn't have a choir. My church growing up was very ahead of the time. We had a folk group.
Yeah, you did.
That my
Ooh.
mother led. So it was all like guitars and harmonies and like who
Well,
else I was in
we
that.
also had guitars and harmony. We were Presbyterian. It was very like
Proud of you, Alex, for singing.
I mean, I grew up Catholic.
singing on choir, baby, every Sunday
Okay, go
morning.
ahead. Sorry.
But the whole thing was like it took a second for me to realize that like my pastor was a dude. You know what I mean? Like
what?
was just a human male.
Oh,
All right, not like
I
some.
thought you meant that he was
like
a
when
woman.
you-
Like
no,
the way he said
but
it.
like when you
That's
when
a
you
dude?
like when you're growing
Yeah.
up in church,
Yeah.
you're sort of like I mean, honestly, deify the pastor of your church.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah,
celebrity
And
in a way. Like
yeah.
you realize they're just.
Well, but
like
also
you.
like they must not think about these things, and they don't
Yeah.
think about because these are all bad things. I mean, because as a kid, you just don't. Your brain's all fucked up
Right.
until you sort of wake up one day and go, "Oh, nobody knows what the fuck is in it." You know what I mean? Like, oh, I get it. Nobody knows what's going on. We're all just hanging on for dear life, and then we die.
You know,
Okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's when you start drinking.
Yeah, exactly.
the wedding I was just at 2 weeks ago, they got married in a Catholic church, and the
Oh, yeah, those are
priest.
long.
Well, I realized this, but this one, like honestly, when we got to the church and realized it was a full service, we were like, oh god. But this priest, like, really made it worth it because he starts off the whole thing going. Kim and AJ, I'm here today to give you advice on how to be married, having never been married myself.
Amazing.
Love it. That's great.
And like almost the entire service was about him not being married. And like at one
That's
point
amazing.
he says to AJ, he's like, "Do you think Jesus was a smart man?" And AJ's like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Jesus was never married."
Oh, amazing.
I was like, "This guy's killing it."
Great.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my God! All right, well that might be it. How long? How we doing?
Oh,
few
we
minutes
got
left.
time. We can
Okay,
do a
let's do
story.
one more.
Sure.
Well, we'll do one more email / story.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
So this is don't trust your ISPs. Use this.
Your ISP.
ISP.
Okay. Yeah.
Use this.
Yeah.
This is from. Yep.
Yeah?
Wait for it.
What?
Can't pronounce that.
Jola.
Jola? Spell it.
Jolea.
Jolia.
Jolia?
Like Jolia.
Yeah, Jolia.
Jolia. I
Hi,
love that
Jolia.
it's like, like Jolia.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to horribly pronounce. Jolia. Anyway,
Hi,
hey guys. Was listening to last week's episode this morning and was very interested in this app you were discussing, the one that shows you if your people are being weird on your net neutrality vow.
Oh, right. The one that Apple said no to.
Well, it showed up in my inbox.
Oh!
So she said, so I was going to pass it along. Looks like the app is still alive.
Great.
So
That's great.
it turns out, because we got another email about this,
Yeah.
which it turns out that Apple temporarily disabled the app. They
Yeah.
were like, no, and then either A, they realized how many people were like, don't be dicks, and
Yeah.
they were like, no, it was
Sorry,
just
we're
temporary.
good. Yeah.
But they actually did open it back up. So the app is called. Oh, here, let me click on the thing. The app is called. It's like OONI probe.
OONI.
Oni probe. Uni probe.
Unipro.
So it's OONI probe.
Okay.
And it measures internet censorship. So I'm actually going to download this. I just got this email this morning, so I haven't downloaded it, but
Okay.
I'm going to download it and we can.
Yeah.
Because
Update
are
us.
you on AT&T?
Yeah.
Are you on
Yeah.
AT&T?
Yeah. AT&T,
Well,
yeah.
shit.
I
All
still don't have.
I was hoping
but
this
you're
was
you're on.
No, I'm not.
I'm on AT&T.
I'm
No,
not.
but you have.
Yeah, I don't know if it works on the. I'm going to look at the app because I think it might just work on your wireless carrier, but it may work on whatever Wi-Fi you're on.
Wireless,
I don't know.
Wireless. I'm Verizon.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
perfect.
Yeah. No,
Oh.
AT&T is just my internet.
Yeah.
Cable.
Spectrum
Yeah.
is my internet, and they're good.
Yeah, so I want to see. So I don't know yet. We'll have to look. We'll have to look to see
Good to know that it's back up
how
there,
much.
though,
Because hopefully it'll work on the wireless, so it can actually see if my AT&T fiber is doing any
Yeah,
weird
that's what you have.
blocking.
AT&T
Yeah.
fiber. That was the word I was looking for.
But anyway, I'm
What?
super excited that it's not
Dead?
that Apple didn't
Yeah.
really destroy it, and I'm going to download it and give it a frickin' shot.
Can I-
And it's also Android. It's also on the Android store.
Oh, good. Sweet. You know, it's funny because when you posted last week's episode, you called it Sexy Apple or something like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, Apple? I was like, what
Yeah.
the? And even the description was like, talk about Apple apps. I'm like, we talked about Apple? Like, I couldn't even remember what we talked about because I got so caught up in the
Yeah, the
consent
consent
app.
app. Yeah,
and I
yeah.
was like, that app wasn't specifically Apple. And I was like
Amazing.
so confused. So the fact that you read this, I'm like, oh, right.
That's why
That-
the title was that.
That app.
That makes sense.
I usually forget like everything we talk about on the show. I
I
go
do
home
too.
and my wife's
And
like, "So
by
what'd you
the
talk
way-
about?" I'm like, "I don't remember."
Yeah, I
It's
know.
like,
But that just means that it's good. That means
yeah,
you're having fun.
Yes.
I've also been sober the last few episodes.
I know,
so
I
it's
know.
like I
Yeah.
shouldn't not.
Now there's no excuse to not remember it.
So I was at a birthday party a couple weeks ago and not drinking.
Yeah.
And I realized at the party I was still doing all the stuff that I feel like I only do when I have drinks in me.
Interesting.
Amazing.
Like a
Like-
placebo effect
Yeah,
without
well,
drinking
no,
anything.
I don't know, maybe, but
Like-
it was like, you know, when you get into a conversation with someone and then you just say some information
Yeah.
that's far too personal,
Right.
and you're like,
Yeah.
I didn't need to say that.
Yeah.
I thought that was the thing I did when I was drinking. Nope, I did it totally sober.
Yeah.
So
In a
now so
social
you were just
situation.
blaming something that you do inherently on alcohol.
But
which
my
makes
point
you
is,
much easier to be like, well, I was drinking.
yeah,
It wasn't me.
But my point is like apparently I just have like awkward social tics
Amazing.
that I thought was just due to alcohol. I was like,
That
oh,
is awesome.
I have to work on something else inside of me now. I can't.
You're
I
like,
can't
damn you!
use-
Why can't I just mask this with alcohol like usual?
Right.
That is hysterical.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it is really interesting. When I did, it's funny because when I chose to do the month sober,
Right.
I also had a different reaction to being in social situations and not drinking than when
you can't.
now I can't.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Because it's like I know I can't. I could
Yeah.
have a sip of alcohol and it would fuck me up.
What was your reaction?
There was so much more pressure on me when I was choosing to be sober,
Yeah.
and I was so like, oh, I got to go to this wedding,
Yeah.
but I can't drink.
Yeah, I was there with you at that
Right?
wedding.
Yeah. But it was like an active thing.
Right.
Whereas now it's like I have a birthday party to go to tonight, and I can't drink. I am not thinking about the fact
Right.
that I'm not going to drink at
Interesting.
this birthday
Yeah.
party at all
'Cause you can't- yeah,
because I
yeah,
can't. It's
yeah,
not.
yeah.
I'm I'm not choosing. But it's weird that is a differentiator. Choosing not to drink,
I know.
and knowing I can't
Well,
right now.
I have
physically.
I have a whole day today, like a driving all over creation day today for various birthday parties and things like that. And I'm going with my friend Kelly, who you guys both know.
Love Kelly.
And so, but I'm driving because I'm not.
Kelly's go fry now.
What? It's
I
fly
don't know.
like an eagle.
Fry.
I know, but he said fry like a river.
Yeah, because why would you fly like an eagle?
Why would you fry like a river?
Anyway, keep going.
My whole point is that I'm
Let's just glaze over that.
I'm obviously driving because I'm not drinking.
Oh, yeah.
But that gives me now I don't care that I'm not drinking because I'm driving.
Yeah,
you know?
totally. Well, and I do that all the time too, because we're going to a birthday party, and Heather was like, "Well, should we just Uber?" And I was like, "Why?
Yeah.
I'm not drinking, so let's drive." Now is the perfect time where we don't ever Uber. Get in the car;
exactly.
it's free.
Get in the car. It's
Get in
free.
the car, baby.
Whoopish! All right.
All right, did we do it? We
Yes.
did it. Thank you to everyone who emailed in today because I feel like that was a very informative
It was
we're
a strong email day.
Yeah, we're getting some good shit done.
Yeah.
If anyone else wants to email us, you can email us at halfhourhappierfans@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter, halfhourhappyhr. Subscribe to us on whatever you listen to us on, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, any of that good stuff.
Share us
And
with your
hopefully
friends.
share us with your friends. Share us. Chuck, share us with your friends. I feel like your friends should hear us more.
We should do a version of the show where everything's bleeped out. So he's like,
Oh
I
my
can show it to my
gosh,
friends
that's
now.
hilarious.
Long
And hopefully by next week's episode, we will have information on how to auction off the Saturn V Lego
Yes,
rocket.
the auction might be happening
By
so
then.
we might be pointing people to an auction that's
great.
in the middle of happening.
Perfect. Can we give Dave's
Yes. So the two URLs you need to know.
Yes.
For the people who emailed, tinyurl.com/fightcancerdave.
that's to donate
That's
to
donate
Dave's charity.
or to Dave,
Well,
who's
yes.
raising money
for charity. Yes.
And then ts.ala/Alex2780.
Yeah.
For Joe, I
For
think.
Joe and anyone else who wants to spontaneously buy a Tesla right now.
Yeah, before the 31st, because I think it ends on the 31st.
Yeah.
And you
All
get
right.
$1,000 off.
And that is it for this week's episode of the Half Hour Happy Hour with Allison and Alex. I'm Alison Haislip.
And I'm Alex Albrecht. Sitting in with us, as always, the man of the hour. At least half of it.
41
At least half of it.
Tom, Super Volcano Krasky.
Hey.
That was good.
Yeah, see? Spontaneous.
Now leaving Nerdist.com.